Ladies, there is not a story that has been told that I can top or any of us can. We all have these stories. This is all about icons of power. And I'm going to share mine with you in just a moment. And I want you to start thinking about what yours may be. But right now, if you would all, well, actually, would the most important person in the room please stand up? Everybody! Everybody up! Everybody up! All right. Here's your exercise. Take your right hand and put it behind the person standing next to you. Give them a very gentle tap on the back. Give them a pat on the back. Look them in the eye and repeat after me. Are you ready? You are powerful. Now, we're not done. We're not done. Take your left arm. Put it behind the person standing next to you. Give them a pat on the back. Look them in the eye. Repeat after me. You are powerful. One more time. You are powerful. I had a really nice speech written, and I just threw it out. I really did, honest to God. Because the power in this room, the energy of this day, and what's been happening here supersedes anything else I could have said. But what I would like to do is ask you to think about where that source of power comes from within each one of you. The icon is the illustration of that. It's the image. It's the thing that brings us to our mind to remind us of what our power is. Where does that power come from? I have 2 questions. If you can answer these questions, you will find your power. What is your passion? What is your purpose? All boils down to that. When I was a little kid, I've had red hair and green eyes all my life, and that's not a good thing when you're a little kid. I can still hear the chants as I was going down the hallways in school, I'd rather be dead than red in the head. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I kind of brushed it off, laughed it off, didn't think much of it. And then a couple other things started creeping in, like, Roxanne, you're kind of weird looking, you're a little strange, you're not like everybody else. So you need to kind of stay out of the mainstream. And that really runs against my character, as if you couldn't tell. Really, yeah, power to the shoes. Dr. Bradley, you say it, girl. All the shoe stuff, right? So things start accumulating for all of us. This is everybody's story. I know it is, especially with women. You are going to be this kind of daughter. You are this kind of friend. You are this kind of student. You are this kind of worker. You are this kind of person. Everybody is telling you everything you should be, everything you should do, you should become, you should strive for. And I don't know about all you, but I started to believe it, and a lot of it wasn't me. Most of it wasn't me. I was also told that because I have this weird coloring, and I'm this kind of homely little girl, don't you ever wear red, because it just makes you even look a little bit homelier. So don't ever do that. So we go through all these things, and we believe it. And my escape from all of that as a kid, I was kind of believing it, not really sure growing up. I started to believe it a little bit more. All this negative talk that gets in the back of your head, it's those tapes we hear. It's that subconscious brain that sucks all that stuff up and then drives your conscious thought. It's not real good. But as I started to go along, I found an escape for this. I would sit in church or in school or wherever I happened to be, and I would kind of zone out, and I could fly. I would leave my body. And I would leave it sitting there, and I would let it blink and move and breathe so the people I was with didn't think I was not there. And I would fly out into the room, just like in this one, and I would sit on top of the chandelier. In this one church we went to as a kid, there was a big gold dome over the altar. I would sit up there and kind of look at everybody and go, ha, ha, you don't know what I'm seeing, right? And I didn't realize, of course, that I was sitting in the pew with the prayer book upside down. I didn't know that. Everybody was kind of, I got caught one time doing that. And that's kind of where I lived, in this land, in this Roxanne land, as I always called it, in my head, where I could fly, I could be anything, I could do anything. But when I had to walk in the real world, that wasn't so true, because you get slapped a lot, and you get beaten up for it a lot. And then life has a way of throwing us a lot of curves, doesn't it? We lose people, we lose jobs, we lose careers, all these fabulous women and men in this room who have these stories to share. And we all have them, and so do I. But here's what happens. You either fall under those buses, or you kind of get up and you brush yourself off and you say, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this picture. I don't feel real good about this life I'm living. I keep bouncing from job to job or relationship to relationship, or I try this and it doesn't work and I try that. What is that all about? Within a very few years, I lost a career that I had built for a very, very long time through pure grit. I lost my best friend. I lost my dad. Then I lost my mom. And I lost their dog. And I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I said, what are you doing? Who are you? Because you're no longer that big title. You're no longer that big corporate executive, the only woman in a male-dominated industry and corporation that sat at the table. You're not that. What are you? Who are you? And I went through one of those periods of transformation, one of those many, many reinventions of self. Been through lots of those. And so as I went through this journey, and I started thinking about all this, I thought, you know what, maybe all that stuff that was crippling me up inside and making me be somebody I wasn't and walk a path that really wasn't mine to walk, maybe there's somebody else in there that I need to get to know. So you know what I did? I walked in the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and I said, and I didn't believe it at the time, but I looked that red-haired girl right in her green eyes and I said, I love you. I didn't believe it for a minute. Got to fake it till you make it sometimes. And I said, you know what? It's about time you started wearing red. Yeah. So what did I do? Hello. 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 Girls, Dr. Bradley, power to the shoes. Power to the shoes. I'm here to tell you. Red shoes are one of my icons of power. When I see my red shoes, it just kind of emulates right up through my core, and I embrace my own power. And this is not a power that is about position or title or money or being an entrepreneur or any of that. It's not about that. It's one four-letter word, and it is the one absolutely undeniable, uncompromising value of my life. To give, to pay forward, and to receive. It's love. Love. It comes from my heart to work, to help, to give forward, to share, and to help other people never have to feel the kind of stuff that I did as that homely little red-haired kid. Because that's who I thought I was for a really long time. I may still be that kid, but man, I'll tell you what, I really do love her now. She is cool. And you know what happened along the way? I started to fly. I found my feathers, right? Aren't these fabulous? Oh my gosh. Everywhere I went, I was picking up feathers. They make your wings. They're light. They're fun. They're whimsical. They're wonderful. Oh my God, more red shoes. How did that happen? Oh my God, more red shoes. Ladies, what you need to do is find, oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh, ah. I love you. I love you. Oh. I can't believe I just did that. Honestly, I always do something like that, for God's sake. What's your passion? What's your purpose? And you will find your power. What's your passion? What's your purpose? I promise I didn't mean to throw that shoe at you, Tony. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Gosh, I'm glad you did that. So here's what I would like you to do. When you leave here today, if you don't do anything else, I hope you have taken the richness and the power and just the incredible energy that comes in a room like this. I see this. It just blows me away every single time, the energy that emulates from the power of women and the men that are here as well. So here's what I want you to do. Please promise me, and I'm going to ask you to put your hand in the air when I'm done saying this. And if you don't want to promise, you don't have to. But if you do promise, keep it. Find 20 minutes to put you first sometime in the next 48 hours. Find your passion. Write it down. Nothing is real until it's written. Dig deep, really deep. What is it? What is that one thing, that common thread that is run through everything you have ever done all in your life that brings you joy? And when you are doing it and when you are in that place, you see the power of paying it forward. When you give it away, it comes back 100-fold. Give it all away. But find it first. Find your passion, because when you know what that is, the purpose is right there. It's right there in front of you. It just shows up. It's like, oh, holy cow, well, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. What have I been doing all this time, right? And then go do that. Do a whole lot of it, and just find a way to make it happen. When I did that, I mortgaged my house, I maxed out all my credit cards, I did everything I possibly could to get on purpose, to do what I knew I was supposed to be doing, to pay it forward. All around that 4-letter word. So, that's what I would like you to do. Think about that. Once you get your passion and your purpose, you write it down, start putting a plan together. If you need some action around it, and then go do it. You are all a woman of power. I am honored and humbled to have been here sharing this day with you. Raquel, thank you for bringing us together. I love you.